We will now present the academic awards. We will begin with the Fine Arts Department, and I will call to the podium the Chair of the Fine Arts Department, Mr. Martin Dukes.
Good morning. Art is a language through which every artist hopes to find a voice. And for over 60 years, the arts at TASIS have been the means by which countless students have been able to give expression to this idea. It allows them to communicate through images, sounds, and stories, and through art, the written word, music, and much, much more. But I'll begin with art. Excellence in art. I've taught this student since she arrived at TASIS and had the privilege of watching her grow as an artist. As an accomplished and outstanding painter, she's both direct and honest, and, by her own admission, sometimes a little stubborn. The latter is a very useful characteristic, however, and through it she shows unwavering perseverance in realizing her ideas, one of the hallmarks of the successful artist. I wish her well for next September as she takes her next steps into the exciting world of art and design. Can I ask you therefore to join with me as we congratulate Stanislava Kesanova on being the recipient of this year's Graduation Award for Excellence in Art. The Bertha Seifert Award for Excellence in Music. The recipient of the Bertha Seifert Award for Excellence in Music is a student with a special gift. This student arrived at TASIS in the 9th grade and since then has continued to develop her musical and vocal skills. And she's been busy, very busy, participating as a soloist and a chorister, taking a lead role in a spring musical and leading a cappella choir. This student has blossomed and today is not only a dedicated musician, but also a truly gifted performer. In support of this talent, she's been a constant member of both the choir and music theatre classes, through which it has become evident that her humility prevents the desire to showcase herself. This young lady has met every performing challenge and the opportunities offered by them. And in doing so, she's proved to be a highly competent and creative young musician, one who is supportive of her peers and a model student in the music program. Her kindness and generosity, sincerity and reliability will continue to serve her well as she moves on next year. For her outstanding talent and dedication, it's our pleasure to give the 2019 Bertha Seifert Award for Excellence in Music to Lauren Reba. The Horst Durschmidt Award for Excellence in Photography. The recipient of this year's Photography Award is the kind of photographer who works slowly and deliberately, using the camera as a tool to achieve and communicate personal vision. In a world where almost everyone carries a device that can make photos in every moment, and where the photograph most often taken is of oneself, this kind of deliberate work seems almost quaint and old-fashioned. This student's passion led her to find ways to work away from TASIS during the summer and on weekends, where she could realize her ideas and practice her craft. The teacher's job in this case was to stay out of the way and allow the student to pursue the process and make the eventual discoveries that come with hard work. More discoveries will come as she continues to practice and pursue her vision and the craft of photography at university. The 2019 Horst Durschmidt Photography Award goes to Ashley Sartorelli. The Kay Hamblin Excellence in Theatre Award. The Kay Hamblin Excellence in Theatre Award is presented to a student who consistently demonstrates a love for and a dedication to the dramatic arts and knows that respect, collaboration, hard work, and joy are the cornerstones of the successful production. Since arriving last August, this student thespian has, in just one short year, made a mighty impact on the TASIS theatre community. She plunged immediately into the rigour and fellowship of IB Theatre, the fall play, the spring musical, and even the recent dance concert, each in turn met with an eager readiness to learn, a desire to achieve, and exhibiting competence and artistry at the highest levels. She's been a designer and technician, actor and scholar, and even teacher. So it comes as no surprise to learn that she has a summer internship at a professional theatre and plans to continue her studies in sound at university. For her love of the stage, her commitment to the theatre and its community, and her self-motivated growth in all areas of the dramatic arts, this year's Theatre Award goes to Samantha Walker. And finally, in the arts, the Award for Architecture. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Architecture and Design Award possesses creative strengths spanning the traditional divide between the humanities and the hard sciences. On the artistic side, her interests include literature and art history, in addition to her chosen career path of architecture. She has distinguished herself in both architecture and art history, receiving the highest grades in her imaginative deep designs and higher level thinking. An accomplished musician and sportswoman, this student is truly multifaceted and excels on all levels. This year's award winner is Virginia Italia.
This year's recipient of the English as an Additional Language Award has distinguished himself for his diligence, enthusiasm, and commitment to learning. Among the best prepared for his IB English class every day, he was at the top of the class in almost every aspect of his performance. With humility, persistence, and determination, he produced essays and made contributions to class that demonstrated a remarkable degree of acuity, maturity, and genuine interest in the topic at hand. Setting high goals for himself, his natural intellectual curiosity was always in evidence, along with a sincere desire to make his learning meaningful on a personal as well as on a scholarly level. This desire and determination to engage himself fully in the learning process not only enhanced his own progress, but also enhanced the learning of those around him. It is for these reasons that the English as an Additional Language Department bestows its award for excellence in English as an additional language to Danil Fyodorov.
The 2019 Cynthia Wisnett Award for Excellence in English Literature. There are writers and thinkers for whom literature is as much an act of generosity as it is an act of imagination, discipline, and curiosity. The student we honor here today never trades on the currency of his talents, never treats his talents as expedients or emblems of vanity. This student's acts of interpretation and imagination, while eloquent, nuanced, and wise, are always fixed on higher and nobler intents. The range of this student's passions is awe-inspiring. There is the potent IB extended essay, the best I've ever read, that explored the role friendship played combating historical and mythic evils in J.R.R. Tolkien's life and work. There's the film of Shakespeare's Macbeth, so powerfully directed and conceived, it received the plaudits of no less a figure than the screenwriter for the most recent Hollywood version of Macbeth, starring Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard. There are the essays in honors world literature and IB higher level literature that bespeak a spirit of inquiry and moral concern we too rarely see today. Needless to say, there is the documentary expose of competitive tic-tac-toe. For the truth, beauty, and goodness that this student legitimately infuses into his literary and into his broader creative pursuits, the TASIS English Department is proud to honor Alex Sachilmish with the 2019 Cynthia Wisnett Award for Excellence in English.
Good morning. The Award for Excellence in Mother Languages recognizes the achievement of a student who has undertaken a study in at least 2 of the 5 languages offered at TASIS. This year's recipient of the Mother Language Award goes to a student who has excelled in both the IB Italian A Language and Literature and the IB Spanish B high-level programs. By the time he got to his junior year, he had acquired such a high level of proficiency in Italian that he was able to qualify for the IB Italian Language and Literature course. His interpretive abilities are remarkable, and he is quick to identify narrative and poetic elements of literary text that elude most readers. For this reason, his argumentation and his analysis are often brilliant, creative, and profound. Mr. Dazzo, his Italian teacher, taught him for 3 years, during which time he grew to appreciate him not only for his fine qualities as a scholar, but also for his noble character. Miss Simona, his Spanish teacher, wrote, "One of the qualities that stands out in this student is his intellectual curiosity and genuine desire to learn, intelligent, cultivated, modest, and open-minded. This student not only incorporates the most complex grammatical structures and vocabulary into his language production, but also writes with accuracy and depth of thought that reflects a maturity beyond his years." Our award goes to a student who lives his life with enthusiasm, kindness, and humor, qualities that he applies not only to his studies, but which are also evident when he is interacting with his peers. His love of filmmaking is well known at TASIS, and I believed he has been writing a compelling script of his life. The 2019 Mother Language Department Award goes to Alexander Sechilmes.
The Excellence in History Award is presented every year to students who have excelled over their 4 years or however long they've been at TASIS in the study of history. This student has been one of the most imaginative and creative history students her current teacher has known since he first met her in the 9th grade. During her first year of high school, this student showed her teacher a project that she had done in the fifth grade on the Byzantine Empire in the 6th century. It took the form of a tourist brochure inviting people to visit Byzantium. Its combination of a foundation of hard work and a light-hearted original touch is characteristic of this student's best work. As a senior, she not only wrote a good handful of excellent essays demonstrating that she fully understood what the IB diploma program demands of students, she also completed 2 longer pieces of written work in history: her historical investigation, or internal assessment, and her extended essay. Both were on events important in the history of her native country, Poland. One was in the role of the Polish King Jan Sobieski in defeating the Ottoman assault on Austria in 1683, the other on the role of Polish aviators in the Battle of Britain in 1940. Normally, IB history teachers discourage students from doing these longer works on their own countries to avoid any bias. In this student's case, that caution was not necessary. Her teacher was pleased but not surprised to find that she was well able to separate her patriotic enthusiasm from the subject matter from her obligations as a student of history. Few professional historians always maintain such a fine balance between emotional reasons for pursuing a subject and their duty to make disinterested judgments. This student well deserves the top award TASIS gives in history, and her teachers look forward to what will sure to be an interesting career. This year's award for history excellence in history goes to Aurelia Dochnal. The Ambassador's Cup for Excellence in U.S. history is presented every year to students who excel in American history. For this year's student, advanced placement history classes are, as for everyone, a marathon requiring both stamina and a sprint requiring that students be able to absorb a large amount of data very quickly. This year's Ambassador's Cup for Excellence in U.S. history winner was able to maintain both mindsets through to the finish of the class, combining the reading abilities of an advanced critical thinker, a drive to better understand such complex convolutions in U.S. history as the Vietnam War, a natural curiosity that inspired illuminating questions, and a dogged desire to get better at detailed, on-demand historical writing. This student's track record kept her not only at the top of her class this year, but predicts that she will have top marks on the Advanced Placement United States History test. It is with admiration and appreciation for her efforts that this year's Ambassador's Cup for Excellence in U.S. History goes to Heather Hines.
The 2019 Shah Akbar Khan Award for Excellence in Mathematics. Every year, the Department of Mathematics has the task of choosing its top student from a very talented group of seniors. It goes without saying that we value accuracy and a penetrating intellect along with broad mathematical experience. This year's winner demonstrated excellence in both the AP and the IB programs and produced a remarkable essay on optimizing the launch angle for the flight of a baseball to maximize the probability of hitting it out of the park. This year's Department of Mathematics, the Department of Mathematics is pleased to give this year's Shah Akbar Khan Award for Excellence in Mathematics to Min Jun Seo.
Well, it was another difficult year for science. How to choose one graduation award. So we didn't do it. We chose two. Both students have had a very heavy science schedule, with IB higher level chemistry and IB higher level biology. And despite the incredible demands of these subjects, both rose to the challenge and did incredibly well, achieving level 7s on topic tests and the mock exam, hopefully for the real thing too. They better had, I have some champagne waiting, and I don't want to drink it on my own. They were incredibly alert during lessons, asking very searching and informed questions, and both were involved with helping out with laboratory preparation. Their fascination with the innate complexity of biological systems and the interaction of the molecules involved has always been very apparent. Their IB individual assessments illustrated creative thinking and excellent analysis. They will continue with their scientific studies at university. One will study biochemistry and the other medicine. We are incredibly proud of their continued motivation and their success in science. And it is my honor to announce this year's winners of the Excellence in Science Award. Remember, there are two. To Min Jun Seo and Eduardo Cami.
The Salutatorian Scholarship Award. The salutatorian is the graduating senior considered to have the second highest academic performance after no less than 2 years at TASIS. Of course, this year's salutatorian has always been a top student who is intellectually engaged, crafts impeccable work, works diligently, possesses exemplary organizational and study habits, and rarely makes a careless mistake. All of this is true, but our salutatorian offers something more. Beyond earning stellar grades and a close to perfect academic transcript while engaging in a rigorous course of study, teachers report that he is a true pleasure to learn with. They describe him as a student who is lucid and nuanced, insightful and articulate, energetic and informed, detailed and astute, vigorous and precise. Teachers also comment that he is almost always the most enthusiastic member of any class, a student who provokes thoughtful, passionate discussions, serves to elevate lessons, and does it all with unique humor and personality. I'm proud to present the 2019 Salutatorian Scholarship Award to Kazi Zayden Rahman. The honor of being the valedictorian is based on superior academic performance over not less than 2 years of study at TASIS. The school considers academic achievement, the rigor of the academic program followed, and the number of courses completed. This year's valedictorian is deeply and sincerely committed to academic excellence and has distinguished himself among his 4 years of study at TASIS in all academic areas. As a full IB diploma student with a robust and rigorous course load, he has earned predicted 7s in all of his courses, which of course is the highest mark possible, and he has earned a perfect transcript, displaying highest honors every year. In fact, even back in grade 10, prior to engaging in the IB, he not only danced with Dr. Love in Honors World Literature, he also enrolled in Miss Bench's AP Calculus class and earned a perfect score. When I was meeting with the department chairs and teachers to discuss this student's candidacy for the Valedictorian Award, the comments shared were such as, simply, he is one of the top students I have ever encountered in all my years of teaching, and he's just on another level. This is the guy who, we found out from Mr. Ogilvy, hit it out of the park. I'm proud to announce this year's valedictorian, Min Jun Seo.
I am pleased to present the 2019 Headmasters Award. When we think of the ideals that TASIS sets for itself, we can state with confidence that there are none this student does not instantiate. Ceaselessly ungrudging, congenial, and reflective, he maintains an exuberant spirit and constructive sense of humor that speaks to his sense of fellowship and balance. He demonstrates on a daily basis a love of learning for its own sake, often volunteering to research, write, and create beyond what is required or prompted. Bilingual in English and Turkish, the student also studies Italian and Spanish at the highest levels. What is more impressive, though, are the friendly and creative ways that he has fostered a spirit of internationalism in the TASIS community and beyond. Through his film productions, his participation in the Nepal Service Learning Group, his love of cross-language puns, his enthusiasm for running and track, and his passion for reading, he evinces and elicits a wisdom we have rarely seen in adults, much less in high school students. The student stretches himself as a public figure, directing movies, giving speeches, participating in class, and leading his fellow students. On his second day of high school in the fall of 2015, this student broke his arm, and badly. Only after months of medical care and physical rehabilitation was he able to return to the sports and activities he loved. What we saw during these months was a 15-year-old who smiled through the pain and never complained. This person, his fellow students know, is the person we faculty know. With grace and aplomb, this student engages fellow human beings with personal responsibility, civility, compassion, justice, and truth. We could quote language at random from TASIS's foundation documents. They would be apposite to this student's achievements, character, and contributions. For his nobility of character, his wide-ranging intellectual curiosity, his always affable wit, and his unfailing generosity, we are proud to confer the 2019 TASIS Headmasters Award on Alex Sachilmish. the ECIS Award for International Understanding. This prestigious annual award is sponsored by the European Council of International Schools, which specifies that the recipient must be a good representative of his or her own country, with a positive attitude towards the life and culture of others, able to converse in at least 2 languages, a contributing force in the life of the school, with the ability to bring differing people together into a sense of community, thus furthering the cause of international understanding. This year's ECIS Award recipient is a quiet member of our school community who always shows a very positive attitude towards other cultures and socializes with mixed groups of students. He speaks Korean and English and is able to converse in Spanish, representing a global citizen who understands and respects similarities and differences of individuals and is always concerned about world issues. He is a consistent, positive presence on campus, and even during his IB exams, he found the time to participate in all school events, even those where his attendance was not required. He has excelled in his service learning group, Ethiopia Nuovo Fiore, being in charge for the past 2 years of all activities, including fundraising, creating posters, and conducting surveys, just to mention a few. I am proud to announce that the recipient of the 2019 ECS Award for International Understanding is Minjun Seao. The Opsahl Service Award. This award recognizes students for whom the school community comes before self. In the past, this award has acknowledged students who contributed to the school community and to the life beyond the call of duty. Faculty members are asked to be especially mindful of students who may be giving of themselves in quiet, unobtrusive ways. Here is what the faculty had to say about this year's recipient. She is a quiet but strong presence at TASIS. She is extremely helpful in her role as a proctor and ceaselessly goes out of her way to listen and to help fellow students. She maintains a bottomless reservoir of empathy for those around her and is compassionate when others need compassion. She actively reflects on herself and her circumstances as a way of thinking about others. She does not take her good fortune for granted, but rather thinks about how she can use it to help others. Her humility is genuine, and her desire to give to others is genuine. Nothing she ever chose to do while at TASIS was done merely to bolster or strengthen her university applications. TASIS would benefit from recruiting 300 of her. For all this and more, I am proud to announce the winner of the 2019 Opsahl Service Award to Youngkyung Irene Lee. The Micah Steiner Leadership Award. This award recognizes the student or students who have shown initiative, creativity, and disinterested involvement in making our school a better place to study and to live in. Student council, committee, or student activity work may qualify a student. The award generally has been given to a student recognized as a leader in the furthering of TASIS goals and ideals by both the students and the faculty. This year's recipient of the Micah Steiner Leadership Award has been described by faculty members and peers as simply a wonderful person. She is thoroughly genuine, sincere, and in all she does, she goes all in with both head and heart. She is a leader in the classroom, in the dorms, on the courts, and on the stage. She is mature, respectful, considerate, hardworking, and impressive. Simply put, she is a bright and radiant example of the attributes, qualities, and virtues that this community values. I am proud to announce the winner of the 2019 Micah Steiner Leadership Award to Maria Veronica Ramos Romero. The H. Miller Christa Award. The highest recognition accorded by the TASIS faculty, this award is given to the senior who, by his or her actions, academic and otherwise, best embodies or pursues the ideals, aspirations, and goals of the school. In many ways, the awards combine the stipulations of the Service and Leadership Awards with an expectation of academic excellence. This year's H. Miller Christa Award recipient is a person who fosters a passion for excellence along with mutual respect and understanding. She takes personal responsibility by being her own advocate in everything she does. She is thoroughly compassionate and honest, and she has a sense of justice exceeding expectations in all her efforts. Whether it is toward dorm duties, academics, sports, service learning, or the arts. She is a solid academic student involved in the AP curriculum with her teachers describing her as follows. She is an absolute pleasure to have in class, and her positivity, pleasantness, and genuine kindness enrich every encounter. She goes above and beyond on every assignment and always tries her best. She always helps other students in the class. She continues to show her sincere commitment to the arts despite all of her busy academics, proctoring, and sports activities. Our recipient has served TASIS as head dorm proctor for the past 2 years. She was praised by the Director of Residential Life as exceeding every expectation I had of her, and I would like to keep her as head proctor going forward. If I could retire a number like they do in sports, I would retire hers. I want to bottle up what she has brought to this community and then show upcoming head proctors how it is done. Her dorm parents describe her as highly respectful and respected, noting that they feel incredibly fortunate to have her as a proctor. When she is on duty, she provides invaluable help to her dorm parents, who have particularly appreciated her input in helping the new members of the dorm community settle into life. She has developed wonderful friendships with others and always shows understanding, sensitivity, and kindness in her interactions. The words of her advisor are echoed by the community. She is the embodiment of the TASIS ideals and goals. No matter which road she chooses to walk down, she will make a difference in a positive way to that community, just like she has here for the past 4 years at TASIS. It should also be noted that this student was nominated by the faculty for every other major award this year, and that last year, as a junior, some faculty members forwarded her as a candidate for this award, even though it must go to a senior. They simply thought that highly of her. I could not be prouder to announce this year's recipient of the H. Miller Christa Award, Maria Veronica Ramos Romero.